Prison guards, have you ever broken the rules? I used to work in a prison, and there was this one guy who was always getting into trouble. He was in and out of solitary constantly. We had a rule that prisoners in solitary weren't allowed to talk to anyone, but he never stopped trying to talk to me. I always ignored him, but one day he said something that got my attention. He told me that if I didn't talk to him, he'd get out of solitary and make my life a living hell. I was curious, so I asked him how he planned to do that. He told me that he knew where I lived, what car I drove, and even where my daughter went to school. I was freaked out, but I didn't let him see it. I asked him how he knew all of this, and he told me that he had a friend on the outside who was watching me. He said that if I didn't talk to him, his friend would hurt my daughter. I knew I had to do something, so I started talking to him. I would ask him about his day and how he was doing, and he would tell me about his life. I found out that he was in prison for armed robbery, and that he had a daughter who was the same age as mine. We actually started to become friends. After a few weeks, he told me that he was going to be released from solitary. I was scared, but he told me that he wasn't going to hurt me. He said that he had just wanted someone to talk to, and that he had made up a whole story about his friend watching me. I was relieved, but I was also angry. I told him that he had no right to scare me like that. He apologized, and we continued to talk. After a few months, he was released from prison. He came to see me a few times, and we would go out for coffee. We still keep in touch, and he always asks about my daughter.